Hi everybody, today we're going to start a new book, and this is a chapter book. The name of it is Old Ben, and it's written by Kentucky author Jesse Stuart. And Miss Cottle's class, we had read A Penny's Worth of Character at the beginning of the year about a boy named Shan, and this book is also about Shan. So we're going to find out. You look at the cover so you can kind of predict what you think it's going to be about and who Old Ben is. There's not very many pictures in this book, so you're really going to have to visualize while I read. I'll show you this picture. Old Ben. Chapter 1, Shan Makes a Friend. One summer morning, Shan was walking barefoot along a path on his father's farm. There was nothing he liked better than going barefoot along this path the cows had made. He was going to the clover field where he knew a sweet apple tree grew. Usually, Shan spent days like this with his cousin Ward. But today, Ward had chores to do, and Shan had decided to see if the sweet apples were ripe. If there were apples on the tree, he would climb it and sit on a branch and eat until he felt stuffed. Then he would throw the cores down for the ants and yellow jackets to finish. After he had eaten enough, he would fill his pockets with more for himself and Ward to eat later. Shan and Ward did everything together. They were both in school at Plum Grove, and they had walked in the woods together and played together as long as Shan could remember. They had even learned to swim at the same time in the little sandy river, and to dive from a tree that leaned out over the deep water. At the end of the path, Shan opened the gate and went into the clover field. The apple tree was filled with the fruit he and Ward loved, but suddenly Shan stopped short. Something made him look down at the ground. There at his bare feet, coiled up like the heavy strands of large black rope, lay a big bull black snake. "Where did you come from?" Shan said with a tremble in his voice. I almost stepped on you." The big snake drew its head back and stuck out its forked tongue to catch the sounds. Shan stood very still. "You don't want trouble, do you?" he asked the big snake. "If you show any fight, I'll have to use that dead branch I see on the sweet apple. Now, I know you're not poisonous like a rattlesnake or a copperhead, but my father says the only good snake is a dead snake." The big snake kept its tongue out, catching the sound of Shan's words. It made no move to strike. "I'd like to get friendly with you, but I've got to be careful," Shan told the snake as he slowly backed away and went to get a long forked stick. Shan knew that even though black snakes weren't poisonous, they could give a person a bad bite. When he had the stick, he came back to the spot where the old bull snake had been. It was still there, sunning itself in the clover. "All right, big boy," Shan spoke quietly. "This isn't going to hurt." He slipped the fork over the snake just in back of its head. The black snake flicked its tongue in and out and turned its head to watch Shan with its black bead eyes. It looked very gentle lying there. "Now," said Shan, collecting his courage, "I'm going to reach down and touch you. I've never touched a live snake before, but I think I want to know how you feel." He's being pretty brave. Shan reached down and cautiously put his hand around the snake's neck. Then he lifted it. The snake was longer than Shan was tall. Shan rubbed the snake's head gently, and then he stroked its back. "Why, the touch of you is good," he said in surprise. "You're not what I thought you were at all. You are soft and gentle to touch, and you don't seem to mind me at all. You're the only black snake I ever touched, and I think my hands are the only ones you've ever ever touched you. I think we can be friends. You're the first snake I ever wanted to be friends with." While Shan stood there, he wondered what the snake would do if he put it on his shoulders and maybe around his neck. He was a little afraid to try. Did this black snake want to be friendly with him? Shan wondered. Or was it just waiting for a chance to strike at him? I was wondering the same thing. Shan was strong and his hands were fast, so he thought, why shouldn't I take a chance? He wrapped the snake around his neck twice and laid the rest of it on his shoulder, and he wasn't afraid. The more he rubbed the snake's back and stroked its head, the friendlier it became. It crawled down one arm and then turned and went back to Shan's neck. The feel of it was nice. Okay, let's see if what you were thinking in your mind looked a little bit like this. And it shows he was walking through the pasture. Now the snake crawled down the other arm and turned and went back up to Shan's neck again. All the time it kept flicking its tongue out, testing the air for new sounds. I wouldn't kill you at all, Shan said. You're real friendly. I'll come back for those sweet apples later. Right now I'm taking you home with me. I believe we're going to be real friends. And I know what I'm going to call you, you friendly old snake. I'm going to call you Old Ben. Old Ben is a good name for you. And that's chapter 1. So now we know who Old Ben is. He's an old black snake. The next chapter is called A New Home in the Corn Bin. I wonder what's going to happen when he takes that snake home. Okay, we'll find out tomorrow. Thanks for listening. Love and miss you guys.